Hi everyone, I'm Eric Weaver, CEO of Transparent Path. Today I'd like to talk to you about reducing food waste in the supply chain, why it's important, and how you can help. You'd think that tracking food in the supply chain would be easy, right? I mean, Amazon lets us follow the location of our packages before they show up on our doorstep. But the reality is different in food logistics, a historically underfunded, change-resistant, easily disrupted, and low-margin industry. In fact, 87% of these supply chains are still powered by paper, fax machines, printed receipts, or disconnected point solutions. Because of this, we typically only find out about spoilage, mishaps, or other damaging incidents after the fact. And there's no single source of truth when a 40-foot container of food is lost. Supply chain managers play he said, she said with drivers and warehouses about what really happened. And that's what the pandemic has showed us. The old analog system with its lack of transparency simply won't work in the midst of exploding complexity, labor, container, and chassis shortages, surging inflation, and endless disruption. And that's where my startup comes in. We're a team of former enterprise leaders from companies like Amazon, General Mills, and Target. We've worked in strategy, supply chain, retail management, and sales for these companies. And Transparent Path is our way to use our past experience to give back to the world and keep food and capital out of landfills. Without transparency, food producers lose $31 billion each year to buyer rejections, with lost loads often destroying their year-end numbers. Meanwhile, container after container after rejected container goes straight into landfills. We feel this level of food waste in the face of 50 million hungry Americans is not only wasteful, but it's morally wrong. The solution is to keep a constant eye on shipments, their location, movements, and conditions, and to intervene when that food is in jeopardy. We use always-on 5G cellular sensors like this one to keep a constant eye on temperature, humidity, and location, and other factors that might jeopardize perishable products. Our cloud-based software creates a single source of truth about what's happening to food in real time. And we send out real-time alerts so that truck drivers or warehouse staff can do whatever they need to do to keep product from spoiling. And when a product is spoiled, the entire chain is notified. This keeps bad or unsafe food from ever showing up downstream. We started specifically tracking high-margin, highly perishable products like seafood, meats, and tree fruit, and targeting food producers, processors, and retailers. We charge a per-shipment fee of $125 to monitor and ensure loads that are valued between $100,000 and $1 million. That equates to a fraction of a cent per pound shipped. For our customers, it creates an ROI between 12 to 1 and 40 to 1. So our system pays for itself with one load saved. Besides the positive financial impact, these saved loads have a direct environmental and social impact as well. For example, by saving one load of tree fruit for our customer Feeding America, we keep 10 metric tons of carbon out of the atmosphere. We preserve the 45 million gallons of fresh water used to grow that food. And Feeding America is so good with their money that every load we save means they can provide 35,000 meals to hungry Americans. This is a mission that we'd love you to support. Besides food and capital, it's also important to keep electronics out of landfills as well. Currently, data loggers are used and are regularly tossed in the trash at the end of a shipment. So we signed an MOU with Duke University and the University of Washington to develop biodegradable sensors. These sensors have paper-thin printed batteries and communicate over cellular networks. We began some real-world tests with printed sensors earlier this year and have begun the patent process for the recyclable technology. The biodegradable tech, the real-time visibility, and the alerts means that we're moving the supply chain for food from the past into the present. But all this wonderful IoT sensor data means that we can look for patterns in the future. So we built machine learning algorithms like FreshScore to predict how fresh a product will be upon arrival. This kind of offer creates additional revenue streams for us, deepens our IP moat, and differentiates us from others. Our market timing is great as supply chain disruption is anticipated to extend through 2023 at the earliest. 84% of our prospects plan on investing in technology like ours in the next 2 years. And the more inflation goes up, the more companies need solutions like ours to claw back lost revenue. In the last few months, we've had 5 angels go in on a $2 million convertible note with a discount towards a Series A round that we're planning for August. Like us, these folks want to help keep food and capital out of landfills. Thank you for listening. I hope you'll consider taking advantage of this market opportunity and help us on our mission. I can be reached at eric@xparent.io.